Hey guys, so I got some questions on my Tumblr. So since it's TMI Tuesday, I said I'd answer them. All right, so two people sent me questions. Uh, Corn Doggy, he sent a bunch of questions, and then D Chubs and Bears also sent a question. So we're going to start out with Corn Doggies because he was the one who sent them in first. So keep this up so I can see this. Um, here's the first question. Are you a monogamous person or do you prefer an open multi partner relationship? I don't walk into a relationship, which I haven't been into a relationship in a long time now. It's been over 10 years. But I don't walk into a relationship like saying this needs to be mono, this needs to be poly, this needs to be open, anything like that. So I just kind of feel out what I feel like this relationship is going to be. Now that being said, if I had a preference, I mean, it depends on the person. I mean, if I've got this ideal that a monogamous relationship is the way to go, but I also know that I go to like bear runs and stuff like that. So staying monogamous is difficult at best. So um, I think I would prefer a monogamous relationship, but again, I could see having an open one as well. Like I said, it's dependent on the person I'm with. And the next question is, what's your favorite position as both a top and a bottom? Well, as a top, it's pretty much not a thing because I'm not really versatile. The last time I topped was a couple years ago, and even then I didn't enjoy it. Um, um, as a bottom, I really like several positions. Like even like missionary is really good because the butt's like tight on the dick and stuff like that. So it's but I also like to be on my back facing who it is that's having sex with me, so that's fun. Um, on my side, spooned up with another guy, spooned up behind me, that sort of thing. I like that stuff. So um, I don't know if I have a favorite position. I have a position like on my side and on my belly are seem to be the two most common for me. Number three, most public place you've had sex or fooled around. So there was a guy I was fooling around with. I didn't have a place that we could play. He didn't have a place we could play. So I think the most public place we ever did anything, um, we like sucked each other off outside in an industrial complex outside of a like warehouse and such like that. And now knowing what I do today from when I did that ages ago, there probably is cameras that caught that and stuff like that. Um, one guy tried to give me a blowjob outside of Dairy Queen while it was still open, so whatever. He was weird. So Corn Doggy sent me two messages. That was the first one about some sexual questions. The second one was some non-sex questions. So, what got you into Magic the Gathering, and what do you like about it? So, I don't talk much about Magic the Gathering on here, but it's one of those things. I really like it. I got into it when I was younger because there really wasn't a whole lot of card games that drew me in like that. That they were one of the first card games that did anything like this. And I really liked the artwork and some of the other stuff, but it was really confusing because you always had to have like some sort of rule book, and this is in the time like '94 before there really was like the World Wide Web or anything like that for us to go searching for rules, mechanics, and if we have like some weird thing happening, question that we can get answered relatively easily. And I didn't have any way to get to like the game stores or anything like that because I didn't have a car of my own. I didn't anything like that. So got into it because probably the artwork and that my brother was interested in it too. And then I got kind of bored with the game. I would buy some packs, and it was a time when, if you know the sets, like Fallen Empire was a set, and I had a bunch of Fallen Empire stuff, which was awful. Um, just other stuff like that. So I walked away from the game for a long time, and I didn't come back until a couple years ago, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago, when Theros was out. And what I really like about it now is, first of all, it is a very social game, and I am getting to meet people that I never would have gotten to meet had I not been playing this game at like a local game store or anything like that. I think the game's fun. I think it's what I really like about it is I've gotten really into the storylines of these games. Like I've loved the storyline that's been happening with Innistrad here, with Shadows over Innistrad and Eldritch Moon, and as I'm reading more into Kaladesh, which is coming out, the pre-release is this weekend coming up, and then it's being released widely next weekend. So I'm liking some of the storylines and stuff like that. So, what is my favorite video game? Do you play any of the current consoles? So I do have of the consoles I own. I own a Nintendo Wii U, and I love that one. I'd say the game I play the most on that is Super Mario Maker. I love that game. It's a lot of fun. The other consoles I've got are I do have a PS3, I have an Xbox 360, I have the original Wii, I have a regular Nintendo, and then of course I play on my PC a bunch of stuff as well. As far as my favorite video game, that's kind of tough. It kind of changes with my moods and stuff. I played a little Minecraft last night and it annoyed the living daylights out of me, but there's times I really like Minecraft. Super Mario Maker is fun. I like that one. I guess of all time, I really liked like the Portal games a lot. So I felt like those were a lot of fun and really deep story wise, even though they aren't that long of games. But I love the comedy involved with it. I love the other stuff with that. So. Number 6 and the last one that Corn Doggy sent me was the top 3 places to visit. So, and he said, and the top 3 places you would avoid. So, first of all, I loved when I a couple years ago I went to New York City for work, and they paid for that, and I absolutely loved New York City. I thought it was so much fun. There was so much to do. I didn't get to do a lot of it because of the work schedule, but I really enjoyed it, and I really want to go back to New York and see that. I guess it was about 2 years ago. I went to San Francisco. Yeah, so 2 years ago I went to San Francisco, and this is more become a wish list of where I want to go. I was there for the Out and Equal conference, and it was very interesting. There was a lot of stuff that I learned, and I did get to see a little bit of San Francisco. We were staying in a hotel, the Orchard Garden Hotel, just outside of Chinatown in San Francisco, which was cool. Although it like closed up at like 7 o'clock at night, like everything was shut down at 7 o'clock at night, even restaurants and stuff. So I didn't get to see much of that, and I didn't get to see much of San Francisco. Like I never even saw the Bay, never saw the Bay Bridge or any of that stuff. So that's kind of one of those places I want to go back and see. Of what I saw of San Francisco, I thought it was kind of nice. It was kind of cool, and I wouldn't mind going back to see that. And then the third one's going to kind of surprise you. I mean, if I have to cut it down to the top 3, one of my favorite places that I ever visited was the Front Range Mountains along in New Mexico and Colorado. I really enjoyed my time along those. I went to Denver, oh Lord, it must have been 15, 16 years ago, and really enjoyed that visit. And then a couple times while I was in the Boy Scouts, I went to Cimarron, New Mexico, where Philmont Scout Ranch is located, and I loved being in those Front Range mountains and seeing the buffalo and doing that sort of thing. I really loved doing that. I thought it was a great experience. And I'd love to go back and do that again, but I just don't see that being possible there. But I would love to go back to Denver and check out the Front Range there because I really like the mountains like that. So that's kind of my third place I'd like to go, and places that I suggest you visit because I think they're really nice. I've never been outside the country, so as far as top three places I would avoid, I'm going to avoid Russia. Um, I think pretty much for obvious reasons. I'm going to avoid Death Valley again for pretty obvious reasons. And until they get their shit together, sorry, Flint, Michigan. I'm not gonna go and try out your water anytime soon. I mean, I'd go just about anywhere. Honestly, I would love to travel the world, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon. And I'm kind of getting to that part of my life where my window's closing. I think to be able to travel um, abroad like that. So, and I got a lot of places I want to go. I want to go to South Africa. I want to go to England and France and even like Germany and Italy and stuff like that. And I want to go to Australia and New Zealand. And there's all these places I do want to go to, and I just it's getting to the point where I'm getting to the age where it's going to be difficult to travel and do stuff like that. So, anyways, Corn Doggy, those are your questions that you asked me. So now, what type of guys do you go for, or typically go for? So typically, I go for guys that are. I tend to kind of gravitate to guys that I'm more interested in are guys that are closer to my age. Um, and it depends on what I'm looking for too. If it's sucks at certain types, but if it's for as far as a relationship goes for what I want, usually guys around my age. They're gonna have. I don't usually go for the skinny guys. They're usually not my type. I like a little meat on their bones. Um, Guys that are into me, that's kind of an important one for me. Um, Other than that, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of like no that I won't go after a guy. Well, I don't go after guys anyways. I'm very shy in that respect. What the persona I put in these videos and the other stuff like that, I'm very different in person, and I just don't have the balls to go out and initiate contact with someone I think who is really cute, and that's been to kind of my detriment in the past. So it's probably why I'm still single at this point. A lot of it has to do with just I've had self-esteem issues for ages and other stuff like that, and just the rejection I faced and some of the other things that I faced in my life, the adversity. So, um, I'm kind of a pussy when it comes to that sort of thing. So, but that's pretty much the type of guys I go after. Again, like I said, I approach each individual differently because it's like looks aren't everything, I want someone who's nice, someone who likes me for who I am, someone who is going to like some of the things I do, but likes different things and challenge me and make me try new experiences and stuff like that. Um, that's kind of important to me that I try out new things like that. So. Well, those are all the questions I got. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little long. I know it's about almost 15 minutes at this point. So I appreciate it. I'm going to leave my inbox open, so you are welcome to send me messages anytime you want to learn more about me, propose to me, stuff like that. No pressure. But I appreciate the questions that Corn Doggy and D Chubs and Bears sent me. I really appreciate it. If you want to send more messages, there will be a link down below as to where you can submit those messages. I will keep anonymous open. So if you don't want to be known as to who's sending the message, you are welcome to send me an anonymous message. And until next time, everyone, thanks for watching, and DFTBA.